What's up, you guys? Hope you guys are doing well. So today we're going to talk about some tips for Defina, which are new from the last previous guides. So if you want to check those guides out, feel free to check them out in the Defina playlist I have on my channel. So these features are very new. However, they are very crucial, especially these new withdrawal periods and how these leveling up works and how different skills have been changed. So let's get into it. Before you, just know that this is all speculation. Don't invest more than what you can lose. Assume that you will lose everything and you won't get rich quick, especially in such a super risky environment such as NFT gaming. And please do your own research. Don't trust random people like me off the internet with your financial well-being, okay? So let's get into it. All right, first tip would be to do resonance on skills that make sense, not just randomly doing it, right? So let's say, for example, you have a single target skill, such as Cervantes' like poke or something. So then if you have a resonance skill that gives you more damage on multiple targets, that doesn't really make sense to do that. So maybe another character that has AoE, like a Nicholas or Solomon or whoever else that has AoE damage, that just makes more sense to do that with them, okay? Second one would be to focus on gradually leveling up to 30. So the more breakthroughs, which are items you need to level up, the more you buy them daily, the more expensive they can become. So just slowly dollar cost averaging on buying them slowly each day so that you can continue leveling up, unless you want to go to that super high quality, low quantity route, which we'll talk about later, where you just want to level up in PvP ASAP to dominate everyone. So that could be worth it. But besides that, if you want to just control the mining fields for the most profit, just gradually leveling up, slowly buying the items will be your best bet. And third tip would be to buy 8-hour shields overnight, maybe when you're sleeping for the top mines, or if you want to just continuously buy them daily. So it doesn't really make sense to buy them for the weakest ones, like just mostly level 1 run. I think the level 2 tier, level 3 are still worth it a lot to buy the shields. So that makes sense to just buy those shields when you're actively not, or when you're not able to actively watch these mining fields, as they are very competitive. Fourth tip would be to have some characters where you can place certain resonance that you like, but there's no use for them yet, right? So let's say you want to buy a character in the future and there's a certain skill that makes sense for a character. For example, you get a skill that allows you to build a better tank and you don't have a tank yet, you want to get a tank in the future. So putting that skill on another character where you don't use it makes sense, so that maybe in a few weeks when you're able to get that character, you can put it back on them. Fifth tip would be for maximum efficiency, would be to first do adventure, you level up, get a bunch of EXP, you level up all your characters, and then you do PvP with your best team so you can level that up. Then maybe you can get on the leaderboard so you can earn some of that FINA at the end of the season, which I think ends in 3 days, right? And then after you're done using your stamina, you can mine some fields for maximum efficiency after you're all leveled up. Maybe you can raid other people, steal their FINA, and then you just use the protection skills if you need them after your shield period ends. Sixth tip would be to contribute your unique skills and help the community if you want to receive those mixed 3 box whitelistings. So I've seen a lot of people come into community and they're just asking, oh, how can I get a whitelist? And so I think a more valuable mindset would be like, oh, what can I offer to the community, right? What can I give to make this game a better experience, as this game really values community contribution and feedback. So the more you give, the more you'll receive, okay? So I think just flipping that mindset where I think it's very tempting to get to the mindset where go, I want to just get. However, flipping that mindset to, oh, I just want to receive without expecting anything back, that'll help you get the most gains as a consequence. Seventh tip would be to upgrade and invest as early as possible, in my opinion, because mining fields rewards right now are absolutely insane. I think the second one is around like 2000% APY, so that's just like ridiculous, right? So these mining fields will be way more competitive as time goes on. And also on top of that, rewards will decrease over time, as the reward system is kind of like Bitcoin mining, where it's a bunch in the beginning and then slowly over time, less rewards get released over time. And also that's due to the more tokens going out, and probably the token price will increase over time too. And as mentioned before, just slowly, gradually buying those items slowly as every 0 UTC. That's when the costs refresh and then they go back to their lowest amount. So if you just keep dollar cost averaging, even when you don't need those items. So for example, there could be rebirth scrolls, which you will not use right now, but maybe you'll use in the future. So you could buy those right now slowly as time goes on so that you can use them later on. The ninth tip would be to withdraw at certain time periods, ideally before vesting periods open. So for people new, that's when early investors receive part of their investments that they get back, and then they usually sell them like right on the day of or the day after those periods open. So for example, since withdrawals are 15 days to get your FINA, you can withdraw between the 5th to 8th, then you get them between the 20th to 23rd. So vesting periods around 11 to 12, so that'll be like 8 till 11 days after that. So maybe the price will recover by then. And also the 20th to 23rd, you get it back on the 5th to 8th. So then that'll be a few days before the vesting periods open. So that'll be a great opportunity to maybe take some profits, right? The last tip would be to wait until influencers start posting their massive earning withdrawals. So right now we're in a big overall crypto market correction, right? So it doesn't really make sense to sell right now when everything's dipping hardcore. Just hodl your FINA, restake that, and then wait until, so a lot of these farming games, the influencers start posting their earnings online, and then it builds FOMO. A bunch of people come in, then the tokens explode for like several weeks or a month, and then it corrects. So during that explosion, you can take advantage of that to sell the FINA that you earned in mining. Alright, so there are various routes you can take with the teams. So if you want to go for a high quantity, low quality approach, I think the best bang for your buck is the level 2 fields. So you grab one S character, 1 or 2, or more if you want for longer term, right? But if you want those short term quick gains, probably one level 1 S tier and then 3 A's, and then you just keep searching the level 2 fields until you find an open, easy spots in which the bots are lower level. Then you get into that, and then the cool thing about this is that for if you withdraw before 3 hours for your mining fields, there's a 50% fee, right? However, with these tier 2 mining fields, it's already 3 hours, so you automatically get 100% of your gains. So super cool. It's around 2000% APY right now, so ridiculous. So that's a really great way to dominate that. However, just know that it will become more competitive. I think this will catch on. So since it's so early and there's a lot of fear in the markets right now, this method is very underrated. But as time goes on, more and more people are going to do this once they realize that this way is so profitable. So slowly upgrading your characters with resonance and rebirths when needed would be really good for this. But since you want to maximize your profit short term, then slowly upgrading them is a better bet than just upgrading them a bunch right now. Then if you want to go to the opposite approach, where you want to go for a high quality, low quantity approach, where you're dominating the top mine fields and you're also dominating the PvP leaderboards, the opposite approach would be good, where you upgrade your characters as soon as possible, you level them up as fast as possible, and then you get through adventure mode. You try to beat as many levels as you can, so that the more levels you beat, the more you can do this thing called quick battle. So quick battle is when you get 3 stars on a battle, which you can just use that to gain a bunch of experience, maybe some EXP potions, maybe some mining shields. So then you can also use that on your lower levels too, right? So maybe you beat that level with a bunch of level 15s, but then you want to have another team to dominate other mining fields. So you put 4 level 1s, and then you do quick battles, and then you level them up super fast, right? So that's another method. Then you can also do like a hybrid approach, right? Where it's what I just mentioned. You build a super strong team right now, early on. You get super far in adventure, and then you buy a bunch of cheap characters through mystery boxes, or whenever there's a huge arbitrage opportunity in our market, right? Then you level up those lower quality teams to dominate the level 2 fields, and then you'll be able to maximize your profits. So here are some team composition examples if you want some examples of some thought process. So this first team is mostly for the Uber's people, so you can apply the same concepts, right? So maybe Solomon is more of an AoE focus with skills, and it's the main damage dealer of your team. And then you can also focus on late game, right? Where you can take advantage of the Uber's faction passive, where if another teammate dies, their damage increases. So you want Solomon to survive in the end. So more HP on the rebirths, then some more damage is ideal. So for example, you can add the resonant skill, Fire Totem, so that increases your damage when the target HP is low. So maybe you get to end game, and then your other target has low HP, maybe you have low HP too. However, since you have this skill, your damage will increase, and then you'll probably beat them. Same thing as Lightning Totem. You increase your critical chance when the target has low HP, so you probably just like one-shot them at the end. Then for Nobanga, that could be a tank for Solomon, and since it's tanking, it's probably going to die earlier or mid-game, right? So you can use high pressure, so that increases your attack damage when the target HP is high. Then you can use Frost, it loses a large chunk of HP of your opponents, or if their HP is high, I think it's like above 70%, right? And then it increases back over the turns. So during that time period where their HP is low, you can have Solomon use her skills, and then they'll take out their HP, and then, yeah, you'll just destroy them. Then for Alfred, it's more like AoE focus. So you can do wind pressure, which increases splash damage to other targets, high pressure, and the other skills mentioned before. And then you can do that like kind of like semi-tanky, right? So then you can use another Mozart to heal your team. So you can use a skill such as Water Totem to increase 10% healing for your whole team. Lightning Totem, so this is where the caveat and the little subtleties play, right? So you can increase your crit rate to heal more if the team has less HP. So your team's about to die, then you use Lightning Totem, then you bring them back to full HP, and that's super OP. Alright, we're gonna have one more example. I call this the Prometheus Power Pups, okay? First one will be Cervantes, which is a main carry, so ideally you want to have her survive the longest, so late game 101, right? So you can focus on strong one skill shots. You can take advantage of the Prometheus passive, where their skill and hyper skill damage increases by 50% if you have, I think it was like above 20 skill, or above 20 stamina, or 50 stamina in your bar or something. So you can also have the skill Lightning Totem, which is mentioned before, increases crit rate when targets low HP. So this is crazy, right? Because your skill shots will increase by 50%, plus you'll crit on top of that, and so you'll probably like instant kill them. Maybe you have some Water Totem to heal you when you're below 50% HP, so that you can guarantee that you'll stay in the late game longer. Again, Nature Bless will increases your hyper skill chance by 10%, and Mountain Range, where you increase damage to single target skills, which is Cervantes' specialty. For Hercules, that could be your second carry, where it's pretty much the same thing as Cervantes, right? Beowulf, you can, since she has her own heal, you can focus on being like a tank for maybe Hercules. And then since Beowulf, so this is another nuanced one, right? Since Beowulf is also Prometheus, you can add a little bit more damage. So maybe to compensate, you have a skill that gives her a 10% HP shield if she has low HP. And then high pressure, you increase your attack damage when the target HP is high, since she'll probably be the first one to die. For Hattori Hanzo, you can focus on being a tank, since she also has a heal too. Maybe you can use her to tank for Cervantes and single skill shots, so same skill as Mountain Range for Cervantes and Hercules too, where you do more damage to single target skills, and etc. So hope these tips help. Let me know what are your favorite tips for Defina below in the comments, what other team compositions you really like. So I really like how they're balancing the teams right now. I think I got destroyed by like 3 A's and 1 S once, where their team combination was insane. And then I had like literally like 1 SS at like 3 S characters, so that was very humbling. So I'm very curious to see what other team composition ideas you guys have out there. So subscribe if you want to see more videos like this, and here are referral codes and a MetaMask address in the caption if you want to donate to support the channel further. Most importantly, these videos are for entertainment purposes and are not recommendations, as I'm not a licensed professional. You win in crypto by surviving long term by collecting blue chips early, not just random meme coins, right? So that means less excessive leverage, no liquidations, and protecting your capital long enough so that you can see that 100x gain over the long term in NFT games, as it probably will 100x or 1000x within the next 5, 10, 20 years. Furthermore, the best investments are the ones where you have the greatest conviction, but through doing your own research, right? So not just randomly, blindly following someone else's calls. And furthermore, the best play isn't some token. It's not Defina. It's not your favorite meme coin. It's by contributing your unique personality and skill set to an awesome community's needs. So maybe by contributing your unique skill set, you'll be able to get benefits such as whitelisting on NFT drops, whitelisting on coins, you're able to receive compensation, you might be offered a job, NFTs, etc. So just really contribute your unique skill set, whether that be, I don't know, marketing, coding, being an artist, community management, just anything that can, even like funny memes, right? So people get legit paid a lot for doing these, and that's just by being their own unique self. So thank you guys for watching, and talk to y'all next time.